When I was 12, my family moved into an old house in a quiet wooden area. The place was charming in a rustic sort of way. Creaky floorboards, drafty windows, and a sense of history etched into every corner. But it wasn't long before we realized that something wasn't quite right. It started with small things. Doors that I was sure I had closed were found ajar, and objects in my room seemed to move on their own. I thought I was just being forgetful, or that the house's age was playing tricks on me. My parents brushed off my concerns, saying it was just my imagination, fueled by the new environment. But it wasn't my imagination. One night around 2 a.m., I was lying in bed, unable to sleep. The house was eerily silent, save for the occasional rustling of leaves outside. I remember staring at the ceiling, counting the wooden beams to pass the time, when I heard a faint creaking sound, like someone was stepping carefully, trying not to make a noise. The sound was coming from above me. I told myself it was just the house settling, but then it happened again, more deliberate this time. I froze, my breath caught in my throat. We didn't have an attic, or at least that's what I thought. But there was no denying the source of the sound. It was coming from directly above my room. I mustered the courage to get out of bed and crept down the hall to my parents' room. My dad groggily followed me back to my room, where the sounds had stopped. He insisted it was nothing, but to ease my mind, he pulled down the old ladder to the crawl space above. It was a small, dusty area, too low to stand in and filled with insulation and forgotten junk. When he shined the flashlight around, something caught the light. It was a small, rectangular opening in the wall that none of us had noticed before. The light revealed a narrow passageway leading deeper into the attic, an area completely inaccessible from anywhere else in the house. My dad, now more curious than dismissive, decided to investigate further. He crawled into the opening while I stood by, my heart racing. A few minutes later, he came back out, his face pale. In his hand was a small, dirty blanket and a few empty food cans. Someone had been living up there. We called the police, and they came to search the entire attic thoroughly. They found more evidence, a makeshift bed, all clothes, and even a worn-out diary filled with unsettling entries about watching us. Whoever it was, they'd been there for months, silently observing, slipping in and out while we were out or asleep. The police told us the intruder was likely someone who had nowhere else to go, but the thought of this person being so close to us, unnoticed, made our home feel like a stranger's. We moved out shortly after that, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. To this day, I can't stay in a house without checking every crawl space, every dark corner, because I know that sometimes the noise you hear at night aren't just the house settling. There is something or someone much worse. And that was the true story of the man in the attic, a terrifying reminder that you never really know who or what might be lurking just outside.